Hi guys, I'm Priyanshi and I'm a CA final student. I'm also currently working. Today I have with me Srilekha and she's going to talk about a very important concept of personal branding. Now this is a concept that a lot of us are familiar with, but not all of us act upon it. So Srilekha has been creating some amazing content online and I thought I'll bring her to the channel to talk a little bit about that and tell people how they could get started. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. So Srilekha, my first question to you is, what is personal branding? Why is it important? And how can people use it irrespective of the stages they are at, whether they're in school, whether they're in college, or they're working?
Hi, thank you. So, personal branding is the process of you building your reputation, and your reputation will always be the foundation of your career. But what is a personal brand? A personal brand is a mix of your skills, your experience, as well as your personality that you want other people to associate you with. So everyone already has a personal brand. Everyone is already being associated as something or with something. So the whole concept of personal branding is you just taking control of what your current reputation is and ensuring that you are building it in a way that provides you with some benefit. But what is that benefit? Like, why should you care about personal branding? Who is personal branding for? I know a lot of people have that question. So personal branding is for everyone, irrespective of if you're someone looking to get a job or someone starting a business or you're an artist who's looking to get their work out there. So personal branding offers you an exposure that creates opportunities. So instead of you having to approach clients or approach recruiters for a job or approach an audience, so by investing your time developing a personal brand, you're letting those opportunities come to you. And that's the beauty of it.
I think those are some great points. So my next question is, how can people create their personal brand and how can they get started?
Yeah, so if you understood even just 1% about what is a personal brand, why is it important, and if you just want to get started, let's see how to do that. So what you need to know about getting started on building your personal brand is that you need to create content. You need to create content and you need to put it out there. Now, why is this the thing you need to do? It's because building a personal brand and branding in general is all about communicating to other people. So if you want to be associated with something, if you want to be known for something, you have to communicate that. You have to communicate what it is that you do, why do you do it, why are you a thought leader in your particular industry, etc. And creating content is the way for you to do it. Creating content and putting it out on all of multiple online platforms is the way for you to go about doing it. Now that's great. I'm sure you have your questions about like, okay, what kind of content, where do I put it out, how much do I put it out? Completely fair. I had all of these questions too. So I think in terms of creating content and communicating to people, there's 3 ways you can go about doing it. So there's written, there's audio, and there's video. So depending on how you communicate, how you're comfortable communicating, that's the form that you should pick. And depending on how you're going to communicate, then you'll kind of figure out what platform to use. But let's just take it one at a time. So let's take my example. I communicate very well through written words, as well as I really enjoy speaking, but I don't enjoy being on camera that much. So audio was really great for me, which is why I create content on LinkedIn. I write long captions on Instagram, and I also have a podcast where I talk about the things that I want my brand to be about, which is primarily education and careers, etc. So that's how you go about it. Figure out how it is that you communicate and then choose a platform. So if you communicate well, writing, obviously LinkedIn is really great right now. You can also do long captions on Instagram. But if you're someone who does video, then YouTube is great. But you can also do videos on all the other platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn. But if you're like me, who's really interested in audio, podcasts are really easy to get into and they're really picking up in India. So you can definitely check that out. But yes, just when you're creating content, just figure out what are the 2-3 things that you can talk about based on your skills and experiences, and how is this going to provide you any benefit? Like, how will people coming across you talking about these particular things be helpful for you, and how can you provide value to the people who are on those platforms? And just start creating content and putting it out there. Like, personal branding is a long-term thing. You're not gonna like see anything the first few times that you post content or anything like that. So just figure out what is it that you can talk about for a long time, and just start talking about it.
So Srilekha, those are some great points, and I completely love your content. So guys, don't forget to check out Srilekha's podcast, her Instagram page and her LinkedIn. I'll link everything below in the description. This is something that you cannot miss out on. She makes everything very simple and at the same time very informative. So the next topic is a very important topic, and I'm sure everybody who wants to create content relates to this. So there's a lot of hesitation around creating content online and posting it, because people always worry about what their friends are going to say and what their relatives are going to say. It's not about the people who they don't know, it's more about the people they know. So what are your thoughts on this?
That's a great question. So yeah, I do think people understand that it's important to build your personal brand. And I do think people understand what personal branding is about, and that's not what's stopping people from doing it. It's definitely that people are scared about putting themselves out there, putting themselves online, especially because they're worried about what people they know or don't know think about them. It's completely normal. I had the same fears for a long time. It's only recently that I got over it. And the way I got over it was that I think half of it was definitely understanding how important it is to have an online presence. So the more I understood that, the less this other part of me that was so scared about putting myself online, like I could hear that part shrink. But also how to deal with that aspect in particularly, well, there's a couple of things that have personally helped me. First of all, just put yourself in other people's shoes. So imagine someone you know or a friend was coming out with like a YouTube channel, or was suddenly posting some thoughts on LinkedIn. Now, when you see that for the first time, is your first instinct to look at it and laugh and, think that's really weird and judge them? I don't think so. You look at it, you might find it valuable, you're happy for them, you're like, oh, this is cool, they're doing something new. You might even think, oh, I wish I could do that. Those are actually the thoughts that will come in your head, right? So why is it so hard for us to believe that when we're the persons doing that thing, when we are the people putting our stuff out there, that other people are not going to react the same way? So let's have some faith in people and not just assume the worst, that people are going to judge you. But worst case, okay, there are some people who might judge you. So what? Like, why does someone else's opinion of you matter more than your opinion of yourself? So that's something that really helped me. It got to a point where this was something I really wanted to do. Creating content, my own content, and putting it out there was something I really wanted to do. And I did stop me thinking that like, oh, what if a few people like laugh at me? But why do I care more about what those people think of me than what I think about myself? And why do I place more value on what they think of me rather than something that I really want to do? And when you realize that, it kind of becomes really simple, and then you don't really think about those things anymore.
I completely agree with you, Srilekha. I really think that we tend to overthink the reactions of other people. They may react very nicely, but we always imagine the worst in our head. So another hesitation that I often see is that there are already a lot of people creating content online, but you still encourage a lot of people to do it more. So what are your reasons for that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So this is obviously something that I went through too when I realized, when I started putting out content, was that, oh, I'm already so late to the game. There's already so many people doing it. But I think, first of all, the first thing to remember is that no, that is not the case at all. There are so many more people consuming content than creating content. But even though it looks like there's actually a lot of people creating content, you'd be surprised to see the numbers. So take LinkedIn, for example. If you already feel like, oh my God, there's so many people posting on LinkedIn, like what could I possibly, add there or something like that. So the thing is, out of all the people who use LinkedIn, only 1% of them actually post content on LinkedIn. And just a little bit more than that actually even engage with people there, like liking or commenting, etc. So the vast majority of people, more than 90% of the people on LinkedIn aren't even active. So the potential there to like get visibility, the potential there to actually get in front of people is huge right now. And it's not going to be the same. Like there are other platforms where it's harder than like LinkedIn. Like Instagram is not that easy compared to like LinkedIn. So it's really important that you get started as soon as possible, as soon as you realize how important it is to get started, so that you can take advantage of what's happening right now. But okay, so even if your fear is not that, okay, the numbers might be less, if your fear is that everyone has already said everything to be said in a particular industry and there's nothing that you can probably add, again, this is genuinely something that I did think for a long time. But there's a quote that I came across in a book that really helped me. It said, "What's obvious to you is actually amazing to someone else." It's that what you think about your field or your interest is so common knowledge. It's like, who would even get any value out of this? And you don't put that out there. But what you're failing to realize is that not everyone has the same experiences as you. Not everyone consumes the same things. So you think that everyone knows this particular information, but you'd be surprised to see how many people would actually find that really interesting and really insightful. That's why it's so important to just, take stock of what it is that you know and what value you can provide, and just go out there and do it. Just share every single thing you know. And that's pretty much my philosophy when it comes to creating content. So just get started.
So Srilekha, what you said about LinkedIn makes a lot of sense, because even in my friend circle, I see that a lot of people don't utilize LinkedIn, and I'm also guilty of that until, I spoke to Shikha and I spoke to you. So guys, I also have a video with Shikha where she talks about how you can get started on LinkedIn and why you need to do that. You can check it out here or here. So my next question to you, Srilekha, is what made you change your field from finance and investment banking to something so creative?
So just a little background. I was working in finance because that's what I went to school for. I was working there for around 7 months after I graduated before completely changing my field. There were obviously a lot of reasons, but primarily this is just my personal thought. But your work and your career, I know that for some people it's more important than others, but it is the thing that you spend most of your life on. And even in a week or a day, it's the thing that you spend most of your time on. So it's very important that it be something that you genuinely enjoy. And I think there's a misconception that all jobs suck and you can never like a job, but that's not true at all. When you really take the time out to find a job that suits you best, it's actually really great and it's a lot of fun. Of course, there's always good days and bad days, but the good days are definitely way more than the bad days. But second, I think that to even really be good at your job, to see any kind of success and obviously enjoy it, what you do for a living has to, in some part, align with who you are as a person and what interests you, even outside of work. So I am not someone who keeps up with any news from the financial industry. It doesn't interest me at all. So it really didn't make any sense for me to be working in that, because there would be no value that I would have been able to add there other than just doing what I was supposed to be doing. But now doing what I do, which is creating content for online workshops, there's so much value that I can add. I am such a big consumer of content. I'm consuming content all the time. So I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of my own ideas of what I think good content is, what bad content is. And I'm also extremely passionate about education and fixing what's wrong with our education system. And that's pretty much what I spend all day doing. So not only can I give so much of myself to my work, it also, that's where I get the joy from. And if you want to do this for a long time and if you want to be happy, you have to find some way to get joy out of that, and you have to be more purposeful with what you choose as a career. And there's just so many options out there that especially right now in this day and age that we live, of the kind of information and how connected we are to people, there's really no excuses to not be doing what you love. So I think that's something everyone should definitely think about.
I think those are some great points, Srilekha, and it's great that you pursued this field even though you did something totally different in college. Thank you so much for doing this interview, Srilekha. I'm so happy that you came to my channel. So guys, do share this video with all your friends, and I think this is a very important topic, and Srilekha has explained it beautifully with some great examples. So do share it with all of your friends, and don't forget to check out her podcast, Adequately Indian. It'll be linked below in the description. You can also follow her on Instagram and LinkedIn. Thank you so much for watching.